Hello, friends of John Sargent, Sargent Ventures, DMV Daddy Podcast. Another episode for you. Going to do one on the NFL draft. Only did one podcast last year. I've done 0 podcasts this year. And of the 18 people that listened to my NFL draft, mock draft podcast last year, about 17 were like, do it again. Especially one person in particular who really wants to hear my voice say a bunch of names that I'm going to butcher and mispronounce and say tweener and use a lot of terminology. But anyway, so with the first pick of the 2025 NFL draft, Tennessee Titans are on the clock. And I think that one unanimously is going to be Cam Ward, quarterback out of Miami. I don't think anybody questions that. He has great vision. I think a lot of other people have commented that other than me can probably say it a lot better, but, he's well-traveled. He went to Washington State. He was the 2020 Jerry Rice Incarnate World quarterback. I guess that's like a D2 team over in San Antonio somewhere. And yes, we're off to the worst mock draft you're going to hear this year on podcast or YouTube. So please sit back and enjoy and roast me in the comment section with the and I'm just steaming right in. There was no introduction. I'm just bulldozing right into the mock draft and giving the people what they want. So the second, oh, by the way, trades too. And also, I'm not going to predict. Yeah, that's the police. This is Woodbridge, Virginia. Not for me though. That's for somebody else. I'm also going to pick player. I'm only going to do one round, the first round. That's it. None of y'all are going to listen. Probably, I'd be shocked even if you're listening right now, which is that bit that I've done on other episodes back 2 years ago when I released more episodes. Anyway, but I'm also going to pick for each team round one round only, who I think they should pick. And I'm going to include trades as well, too. But the Titans are going to sit pat, and they're going to pick Mr. Ward, a quarterback. And what's his face, the Mayo Eater, can sit back up, or they'll trade him, or he'll go to UFL, or who knows, CFL. Okay, with the second pick of the 2025 NFL draft, I am mocking the Cleveland Browns to select Travis Hunter. There are other players like Abdul Carter that make a lot of sense too, but I think Travis Hunter is a generational prospect. He's a retired. They retired his number. I don't know if Michael Westbrook, my Instagram friend, has his number retired there. I don't think Cordell Stewart has his, but yeah, Travis Hunter. Now the Giants at 3. I think somebody's going to trade. I don't think it's going to be Shedeur Sanders. I think it would be somebody like Abdul Carter. I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, yeah, you tuned in to watch me do this. So I was going to do this all in one take, but I'm going to take a quick pause because I want to check something. Again, this is going to be the worst mock draft you've ever seen or heard in your life, so stand put. And I'm learning how to use all my equipment because I don't even think I'm looking into the camera right now. I don't even know where the camera is. Is the camera right there? Okay. Hold on. And we are back again, but you didn't even notice. But this is me learning the equipment. So yeah, I think a defensive needy team will pick up Carter. I think he's maybe the all-around best athlete in the draft. I think his ceiling is super high. So somebody's going to take. I don't know. We'll just give him to the Giants. They don't really need any more pass rushers, but whatever. All right. This for real is the worst. I did so much better last year. Just regressing. Anyway, so pick number 4, Patriots. Historically they like to trade down. They value top 50, top 100 picks. They need a lot. I'm not a huge fan of Drake May. They traded away what's his face to the Cowboys. Was it Milton? Joe Milton from Tennessee. but they need to protect him. So you have Armand Membu from Missouri. You have short-armed Will Campbell. You know, I don't know. I really don't know. Calvin Banks, his arms are a little on the shorter side too, and people are projecting him maybe to play guard. Campbell's technique looked really good from the little that I saw, but we'll go with Membu. What the hell? All right, number 5, Jacksonville Jaguars. They're a hot mess, man. Travis Lawrence, what's his name? Daniel Jones Lawrence, Trevor Lawrence. There it is. What an underwhelming team. I know some people want them to take Genty as a surprise or McMillan to be their new because they traded what's his face to that one team. Some mocks are taking Warren as a tight end. That's crazy. They need so much help. It's insane. So it doesn't really fucking matter who they pick, frankly. So yeah. Oh, I probably shouldn't cuss so much because maybe kids might be listening to this. How about Mason Graham, Michigan defensive tackle? Just because you need defense and whatever. Number 6, Las Vegas Raiders. Man, they're just taking like old Geno Smith and old Pat Tillman or Pat Carroll, whatever his name is. The Raiders, yeah, everybody's putting Genty, so fuck it, why not? And also, Raiders, man. The Raiders actually, they have a good offensive line, surprisingly good. And who was their running back last year? Was it like Josh Jacobs or somebody like that? I don't know. Who knows what? I don't know what's going on. I haven't really been watching football as much because I've been looking for a job. I want to be honest with you guys. But I'm doing this. I'm going to do this NFL mock draft, okay? Anyway, who's next? Who's at number 7? And the frickin' Jets. By the way, I'm DMV daddy, but I have a Miami Dolphins tattoo. To make some sense of that. Okay, so the New York Jets. What the hell, New York Jets? They seem to always pick offensive line. They always end up to be awful. You know what? Screw it. I'll give you McMillan. I'm not really writing any of this down. I didn't have a lot of show prep done. So if I repeat some teams or some players or I'm wrong, I thought this was going to be the worst. Listen to my mock draft last year. It was actually good. I did wing that one as well too, but again, regressed. Carolina Panthers at 8. Oh man, the Carolina Panthers, they're also awful. Jalen Walker makes a lot of sense because, again, a lot of these teams need defense. I don't think the NFL has figured out Patrick Mahomes, right? But he had an awful showing. I think the Eagles more or less exposed him. Now, Mahomes is generational. I mean, he might go down as the greatest quarterback and player of all time in any sport. What he's done is nothing short of amazing. That being said, it seems like with players like Jalen Walker coming out of Georgia, who are these great hybrid types where you can move them around like chess pieces on a board. That's the way to confuse a defense because you have complementary yet opposite kind of skills at what you're expecting at these Sam and Mike positions at linebacker. So yeah, because Carolina, they might go to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, and they're going to need to figure that out anyway. So number 9, the New Orleans Saints. Oh, geez. I have all this podcast equipment, and I've yet to figure out how any of this works. But I'm going to do it. It's going to look a lot better. But today's not that day. The Saints, give them Sanders. Who gives a fuck? They have old Derek Carr. They have a Mormon tight end who plays quarterback sometimes. He's old as hell, and they gave him a lot of money. That Tatum Tyson Hill, whoever his name is. As hard as my life is and how dysfunctional everything seems to be, at least, I'm not the New Orleans Saints. Anyway, yeah, so just give him Sanders. Who cares? Sell jerseys, sell tickets. He's going to be very mid. Number 10, Chicago Bears. Yeah, I don't want to be rude to anybody who can beat me up, but their quarterback. I don't know about their quarterback, but I don't know. They seem like they're building a lot of pieces. They did a lot on the offseason. Chicago Bears. I don't know, man. I'm looking at the players who are available for them to pick that might make sense. Should give them somebody spicy. What's his face? Sweat they got from the Redskins or the Commanders or the football team or whatever. Who's that one guy, the insane guy out of Tennessee? Oh, yeah, James Pierce. Let's give him to line up opposite of Sweat. Defense wins championships. That's what they say, man. All right, number frickin' 11, San Francisco 49ers. They need that offensive line. Everything else is a smoke screen, signal, mirage. Anyway, yeah. So give him Campbell, whatever. Your Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Some people are saying that running back from North Carolina. Some people are saying Matthew Golden. I don't know. Is Jerry in the room? Where's Jerry at? Who haven't I named that's actually pretty good that's been slipping? You know what? Let's do a run on defense. Since last year, I feel like there was like 47 offensive players taken, and then that 48th was on defense. Let's do Giad Campbell. I know they're not going to pick him, but and I lied because I said I was going to do trades, and I lied to you. I haven't done any trades so far. I'm gonna have to be real with you. I'm not in the mood to do any trades. There haven't been any trades, and that's unprecedented. I think at this stage of the draft, preluding this NFL draft, but draft day, I think there's going to be over under 6 in the first round. I think there's going to be a lot of movement. But your friend John today doesn't have the energy to do so. And I'm not sponsored by Monster Energy, and they may sue me because they may hear other podcasts that I've done that I thought that I'd taken down that may have been re-uploaded by some scrupulous and some people who have negativity towards me. But I'm going to drink that warm, delicious Monster. Okay. Did I even get it? Oh, yeah, Giad Campbell. Okay, yeah. All right, my brain isn't going that bad. All right, the Miami Dolphins, my favorite football team. It'd be very funny to, it's just like half-ass picks 14 through 32 and spend a lot of time on my Miami Dolphins right now. Quarterback, Tua, Mr. Concussion, Mr. Always Hurt. We have a backup quarterback and Zach Wilson, who knows? He could be somebody, but maybe people are who they shown they've always been. Running back, we're good. Quarterback, we're good. Fullback, we're good. I'm not going to even just say the names of any players. Tyreek Hill, I think a lot of these people in the NFL are a head case, and we just don't normally hear about it. But he's a all-pro generational wide receiver, so when he does crazy stuff, you're going to hear it about a lot more. So, yeah, I wouldn't trade him. I'd just keep him, whatever. Who cares? I'm a little bit like the Tyreek Hill in my family. I wouldn't want anyone to trade me. So, wide receiver, we're good. Tight end, we're good. Jonnu Smith, shout out. Love our offense. We always need offensive line help. Chris Greer always does his best to fill those needs, but more times often it doesn't work out. So we could do offensive line. Obviously, since the little that me and the little bit of information that I've actually provided that's good. Defense side of the ball. Yeah, I don't know. Who cares? You know what? Let's do a shocker pick, and let's do. I was going to say somebody, but then I don't want people to yell at me more than because they're like, "This is your team, John," and you gave him that guy. I think there are going to be some. I mean, it's like this every year in the NFL draft. There are going to be some players that we're high on that are going to be mid or suck, and there are going to be some people who kind of come out of nowhere. One of those guys that nobody is mocking to the Miami Dolphins is Gray Zabel, interior lineman for North Dakota State. He's a little bit older, and he's 6'6", which is pretty tall for an interior lineman. But he has great long arms and big old hands, and he's a strong dude. And he's used to playing in the cold, and I try not to be a contrary person, but it just kind of ends up who I end up being. That's who I am. So yeah, I'm gonna pick him. The Atlanta Falcons, they really love Michael Penis Jr. And they're going to get rid of Kirk Cousins, and who knows what they're doing, man. And you got to give them some respect, that front office, because they're clearly very publicly owning up to a mistake. They don't need any more offense. I see a lot of these mocks. They want to give them more offensive, whatever, and everyone in the NFL needs line. Everyone in the NFL needs cornerbacks. Just like how I like to do a different take on a mock draft this year by being a little stupid and funny and dumb. Let's be stupid and funny and dumb with these guys. Let's see, who's on the board? Who's a guy that they don't need like last year and they're just going to take anyway? It would be hilarious to see them pick oh God, what's his name? I'm going to mess it up. Jesus, the dude. The guy. Marion Hampton, running back out of UNC. Fuck it. That's the pick. They got Bijan Robinson. They don't need a running back, but I'm giving you a running back because I hate you. I hate you, Atlanta Falcons. Number 16, the Arizona Cardinals select Michael Williams, edge, D-line, Georgia. Yes, I do love those players coming out of the University of Georgia. You gotta love the Bulldogs. You gotta love their defense. And this guy, just like the linebacker I was talking about earlier, is a great tweener, and it fits their defense. Yeah, SEC. Anyway, 17, Cincinnati Bengals. They need offensive line. So, who the hell's on the board? Offensive line. Who cares? Let's give him Tyler Booker. Interior. Let's do that. 18, Seattle Seahawks. I don't even know who's on their team anymore. Sherman, Dave, Zorn, Steve Largent. Let's give him Nick Emery for safety, South Carolina, 6'3", 220. Looking at him right now on my phone on the board. Why not? Legion of Boom Part 2, baby. Probably don't even need him. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa frickin' Bay. Remember how they traded Doug Williams? That was not right. Let's give him Jahdae Barron, cornerback, Texas, 5'11", 194. I am 6', 230. Number 20, the Denver Broncos. I was at Denver for the Come and Walk. Denver is not at all what you think it would be if you've never been to Denver. And I'll just leave that at that. Let's give you Mike Green. Edge, Marshall, 6'3", 251, sophomore. What was that one song? That was freshman, the Verve Pipe. Anyway, 21, Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's do Jackson Dart. Aaron Rodgers, where are you at? You going to sign with Steelers? You going to come out of the closet? You going to do Hollywood? You going to do commentary? What are you going to do with your life, Aaron Rodgers? Ayahuasca would be a bad example for kids not taking the vaccine. Hot take. Called you out. All right. Number 22, the Los Angeles Chargers, San Diego Chargers, your football Chargers. Let's just give you Colston Loveland from Michigan, tight end, because Harbaugh's there and I'm feeling lazy. Green Bay Packers. Let's give you Matthew Golden, Texas, wide receiver. Minnesota Vikings. Walter Nolan, Ole Miss. Remember, what's his face? Chad Kelly, quarterback, Ole Miss. I thought he was going to be somebody, but he's a knucklehead. And it's sad because he was pretty good. Pretty good. Remember all those guys who were good and they're not good anymore? Let's do a little bit of a run on receivers and defense. Houston Texans. I think what's his face, Luther Burden's going to be a star. I think he was a little bit of a pain in the ass at Missouri, based on some things I saw on Reddit. Because you know Reddit. All right, Los Angeles Rams, number 26. Shamar Stewart, edge, Texas A&M. He's probably going to go way higher than that, but this draft isn't very serious. Okay, number 27, the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens. DMV Daddy. The Baltimore Ravens. You always seem like they luck into a person who's going to really work out for them in the draft. Let's do Will Johnson, Michigan. Cornerback. 28. 28. The Detroit Football Lions. The Lions. Who are the Detroit Lions taking? Let's do Josh Simmons, Ohio State, because we know how much Michigan people love Ohio. 29, your Washington Redskin football team Commanders. The Commies, as some people like to nickname them. Super edgy and cool. Let's do Maliki Stark, safety, Georgia. Georgia Bulldogs. Just broke all my podcast equipment with my fat knees. Number 30, the Buffalo fucking Bills. The Buffalo Bills. Who are they taking? Mike Harmon. The Buffalo Bills will select. I don't think. Are there enough players in the NFL draft to actually fill 7 rounds? I don't know. I don't know any more of these people. I didn't really even know. Let's do Michael Williams from Georgia. We're just going to just name all Georgia players. Yeah, he's an edge. 6'5", 260. Let's give the Redskins that guy. Or wait, let's give the Bills that guy. Now we have the last 2 picks of the draft. We're finally there, friends. With your special needs friend, John Francis Sargent III. We have the Chiefs at 31, and we have the Eagles at 32. And I don't know. Let's do Emeka Ubuka, wide receiver, Ohio State. And I don't think I actually ever mentioned Tyler Warren. Tight end, Penn State, 6'6", 256. Let's give him to the Eagles. Why not? That's your NFL draft. That's my podcast for you. This actually has video. This is the first time I hooked up the video for you guys. I have a lot of other videos. It's mostly my family. In fact, in a group on Facebook, a very popular drinking group on Facebook, I had posted I have a podcast, and one person immediately gave me a bad review because I pathologically check. And said he gave me a bad review because he thought I would be funny, and it was mostly family videos, even though it's called DMV Daddy. And I like putting everything in one place. I will never make a special channel for my podcast. Everything goes in the same bucket. That's how I do things here. And it's frustrating me because I feel like I'm looking at the camera and I don't know where to look. So if you're listening to this on Spotify, check this out on YouTube for a much worse version as I'm looking at myself in my camera. Okay? So good night. Good luck. NFL draft. It's Thursday night, baby. Round 1. Thanks for listening. No sponsors. No commercials. Easy peasy. Goodbye.